Can you talk a little bit about what you've learned from your foundation and the importance of things like this?
Sure, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here, an honor to be here.
Anthony Muñoz, welcome to The Issue Is. Good to see you.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
So you've come out here to support the Juju Smith-Schuster Foundation. Right. Why was it important for you to be here?
Well, you know, anytime you get guys that use their platform to do good things in the community, I mean, if I have time, I'm going to support the guy, especially when you have a Trojan, even though he's beat up on my Bengals several times. But, you know, it's a great thing when you see a young guy like Juju that gets it. I mean, all you have to do is see his family and know the family, and you see Juju, what he's doing with his platform. You know, you got to support the guys, and you know, when they're doing great stuff in the community, and when they come back to the community, a lot of guys will go away and play in different cities, but it's always great to see, okay, I'm going to do it where I'm playing because that's where I'm performing for the fans. But then to come back, you know, a neighborhood where you grew up, in a state where you grew up, that's very impressive.
Yeah. And is this something you've talked about with a lot of younger guys as you mentor younger guys over the years?
You know, a lot of times the guys that get it, you don't have to say a whole lot because they watch. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like when I was, you know, playing in the league, I watched a lot of guys that were doing exactly what Juju's doing, what a lot of the guys that, you know, came out of USC, and a lot of, you know, athletes do. You watch and you see the impact that the platform gives you the opportunity to have. And so, you know, once in a while you talk to guys, you know, guys that are starting foundations. Sometimes they'll talk to guys that have foundations. I've had young guys, I've had my foundation for 23 years, and you'll have guys just kind of pick your brain on certain things. And I love sharing things with different individuals because you learn about it. I mean, you learn what to do, you learn what not to do. And when you have a passion to go out and make a difference like Juju does, we've never really talked about it, but I can see because he's got himself surrounded with some solid people that things are going in the right direction.
What are some of the most memorable or impressive things you've done with your foundation?
Well, I mean, how much time do we have? You know, for 23 years, everything from kids, you know, you give scholarships to young men and women that really they have no way to go to school, and they're very talented, very gifted, and you put them over the top to be able to live on campus. Do this and do that. Now as successful businessmen and women in this great country, you just say, I was a small part of that. You know, we had one young lady who we interviewed her for a major scholarship, and she wanted to go to college, graduate pre-med, go to medical school, become a doctor, and then come back to her community and have an impact. And you see these young people, Alma, who goes to college, 4.0 in pre-med, not only kills it in school, but she's mentoring, she's doing all these. And then she gets accepted by like Michigan Med School, Harvard Med School. She graduated from Harvard Medical School. She's like in her third year of residency, and she's going to do exactly what she set out to do. And those are the type of examples that when you help young people, you know, chase a dream and accomplish a dream, I mean, those are the things that you just sit back and say, I appreciate the opportunity to have the platform. To leave, for me, I've been out of a team sport for a lot of years, but then to move into another team, a bigger team, you put together a foundation, you put together a team and volunteered, and then you're just there, you know, enjoying everything and doing whatever you can.
I mean, in some ways, is that almost as fulfilling or as fulfilling as being on the field, seeing all these kids for 20 plus years?
I tell you what, it is if just as much, if not more, because you see young people that have a dream, and if individuals like Juju or myself or the hundreds of other foundations that guys have started that have played sports, they might not have had the opportunity to accomplish the dream. And, you know, we all have our stories. You have a story, I have a story. And, you know, if it wasn't for an athletic scholarship, I mean, to be able to go to USC and get everything paid for, where I came from, you know, single parent, never knew my dad. My mom raised 5 kids. I'm thankful that individuals stepped in, coaches, organizations, and said, hey, we want to help you. We want to steer you in the right direction. So, you know, a lot of times that's why we do what we do.
And lastly, when you meet with those young people, what's your message to them?
I just tell them to finish strong. Make sure you surround yourself with, you know, solid people. They're going to hold you accountable, but do things the right way. You know, a lot of times you hear too many stories of things going in the wrong direction. But I think it's important that you surround yourself with the right people, board members, corporate people, and friends that are going to keep you in the right direction and not steer you away from your passion and what you're doing the right way.
And finally, I make no bones about the fact that I'm a USC fan and completely biased on that front. We like to say fight
awesome.
on to each other when we're done.
That's right.
What does fighting on mean to you in the context of what we're talking about?
You know, it's interesting. I attended the big man luncheon yesterday where they had a bunch of Trojans, and then they had some of us older guys there. And, you know, a lot of schools have different taglines. You know, when I think about fight on, man, that not only means in athletics, but in whatever you do, fight on. And I think that's what I learned at USC, is that it doesn't matter if it's on the football field, in the classroom, in the business community now, or in the not-for-profit role, we're going to keep fighting on and not give up, not give in to circumstances, and find a way. You know, I have this little thing that I read, and I can't even tell you who the author was because there was no author, but it talks about being committed, and it talks about being interested. When you're committed, you find a way. When you're interested, you make excuses. And I think that's what fight on means. You're committed to be the best, so you find a way to be the best.
Well, appropriate to say, Anthony Muñoz, fight on.
Fight on, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank
that
you.
was great.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate
inspiring.
It. Well, thank you
so much.